This week, my home state. Yes, you heard me right. And also some wackiness up north. But this week, let's focus on a forgotten state. The state of Dred Scott, of Grant and Sherman. Started this whole rotten thing in 1820. Missouri, in its finest hour. The 15th rebels see a victory at Glasgow, Missouri. They surrounded 800 federal forcing a surrender, getting them much needed rifles and ammunition. General James G. Blunt has now taken over the federal fight. At Lexington, outnumbered 6-1, they hold, blasting the rebels at close range with both musket and howitzer. Though forced from the field, Blunt succeeded in his mission of delay and reconnaissance. Further skirmishing sees minor rebel victories, but they are wasting time. On the 21st, we see a running battle as General Blunt fights a moving rearguard against Price, denying him a victory. But also, Stirling fails to give Blunt any real opportunity for counterattack. To Vermont! Vermont? Are you sure you didn't mean Virginia? From Canada? Okay. Lieutenant Bennett H. Young is a Confederate officer with a goal of bringing the war to the north. The 19th, he and 20 other cavalrymen have slipped across the border and bring terror to the small town of St. Albans. On the dullest day of the week, they spring their plan. A group go to the local bank and fire a gun, ready to begin their robbery. Unfortunately, no one takes them seriously. After a bit of convincing, those in the bank come to understand they are in fact under rebel attack. Under threat, they swear allegiance to the rebellion. I don't know why Young wants this, and locked in the vault. On the village green, the townspeople are assembled to be informed of their invasion. Upon learning of this, a vacationing Vermont veteran starts resistance, and the 21 cavalrymen are forced back in Canada. They have hijinks with the Canadian Border Patrol, because they are official rebel soldiers, and under orders they are free to go, but the money is returned. On the topic of foreign involvement, in Britain the Sea King is rechristened the CSS Shenandoah. I don't know why this is important enough to bring up. Maybe foreshadowing. Since we're on the topic of miscellaneous stuff, on the 19th, Emory Upton is breveted to Major General, all at the age of 25, making me feel self-conscious. He really is a great officer and it's well-deserved. Bang! A surprise attack. Where? The valley. Early as crossed the Alps. Within an hour, General Crook's divisions are scattered. A flanking move by General Kershaw also succeeds in capturing the forward works. Colonel Joseph Thoburn decides to fight through the morning fog and is killed for his troubles. Others flee or surrender. 530 men become prisoners, as do their supply wagons, ambulances, and camp equipment. This leaves the 19th Corps open to assault. Though aware of the enemy, the fog hides their advance, adding destruction into the pot, and soon the Corps joins Crook in defeat. The 6th Corps is all that remains. Sheridan is gone in Winchester for a meeting. Horatio Wright has to hold together the army. 4 divisions strike him and he is forced back, but does not break. General Custer keeps the line of retreat open, beating back Confederate cavalry, but he can't move to help Wright. Early claims victory and his men begin to loot the former federal camp. If I had been with you this morning, the disaster would not have happened. If I had been with you this morning, this disaster would not have happened. We must face the other way. We will go back and recover our camp. Despite the disaster, Sheridan won't surrender the field. His words spread like wildfire and rallies the men. Early begins a final assault, but it fizzles out. Sheridan strikes his men, push forward, grinding the enemy. Though Early's men give ground, they don't break. At a certain point, the rout begins. Early's men flee and are forced to leave behind their spoils and artillery. Union cavalry begins the task of destroying the enemy army. 1,200 men fall into their hands. Major General Ramseur is mortally wounded. If it wasn't for the falling sun, Early's entire army would have been captured. For the final time, Early's Army of the Valley is gone. Its only home is the paper in the War Department. There is nothing left for Early to do. Sheridan has triumphed. Lincoln time. Like Sickles' time, but less fun. Haney's Memorial. Lincoln is in attendance. Probably. From that, he maybe met with his generals as Sheridan comes to Washington, as does Grant. We know they met with Secretary Stanton, and I doubt the Commander-in-Chief wouldn't attend. Following strategic decisions, Lincoln responds to a serenade of citizens.
I am struggling to maintain government, not overthrow it. I'm struggling especially to prevent others from overthrowing it.
There are rumors that the Democrats will seize the government come November regardless of the votes. Also the 19th, ballots are distributed among the Navy, democracy on the earth and seas. The 20th, Lincoln does what he is most famous for, one of the many important decisions he made, saying the last Thursday of November will be a day of Thanksgiving and drunk uncles. Final action of Lincoln is to raise 3 cheers to Sheridan, to Grant, and to
all our noble commanders, and the soldiers and sailors.
From the Federals to the rebels, General Braxton Bragg leaves his office in Richmond for the front at Wilmington, North Carolina. He isn't the only man returning to action. General James Longstreet has recovered from his wounds, recovered enough at least, and is ready to take back control of his corps. Forrest and Hood continue their march northwards towards Nashville, and Sherman stops? Is he sacrificing Tennessee? No, because while Tecumseh won't join the Nashville campaign, the unbeatable General George Henry Thomas is in Nashville, preparing his force not for battle, but a turkey shoot. Daniel Sickles spends the 21st as a pallbearer. His good friend Major General David B. Birney died on the 18th from malaria, so young, a mere 39 years old. The event serves as a solemn reminder to the fleeting nature of friendship. The horse Eclipse, one meant to serve as a permanent gift from Sickles to Birney, instead walks with the procession. Sickles' body, mutilated from conflict, fails him as he hobbles down the cobblestone and dirt roads, pulling through to lament the loss of a brotherhood forged in fire, meant to grow old watching the nation they held together grow with them. That's where the week ends. I do want to focus on Missouri. The battles are small and therefore I don't spend much time on them, but there is a lot in there. The men of Blunt and the Union are doing an excellent job with what they have. Well, I hate to admit it, Price isn't doing terrible either. Though he vastly overestimated his popularity. The real hindrance to this raid being a campaign is the lack of care from the government on either side. Nonetheless, Missouri is safe from Confederate conquest. The rebel raid may still divert attention from the Nashville expedition. In the end, the Show Me State has shown its true colors. Hi, it's the entire Civil War Week by Week team here. And I would like to thank you for continuing to watch as the school year comes and goes. I really do hope to see you next week.